Hey, let's get this going. Welcome to this week's CRMX Cash Clinic. If you're new here, my name is Brent Attaway. If you're not new here, you know who I am. So I'm the founder and creator of CRMX, which is a automated CRMX platform or CRM platform for home services and coaches and consultants, and to help you get more leads, sales, create raving fans, do all the yummy, fun stuff that businesses should do. And sometimes it's just hard to do. So hopefully, as you're coming to this, you're going to see I can make it easier for you. Our team can make it easier for you through the good old magic of CRMX, right? So if you don't know what CRMX is, this is my quick intro. Now you understand a little bit of it. It's a CRM, it's automation software. It has everything in there that you'll ever need. It has like 70 plus features. In fact, that's one of the downfalls. It has so many upsides, but the downside is it has so much stuff, it can be overwhelming. So our job is to simplify that for you. And so many people want to try to use CRMX as all of its features at first, and that's actually a bad idea. It's better to start with the fundamentals and get yourself going with leads and putting them in your pipeline and booking sales appointments and closing those deals and updating your pipeline and just see the system work for you. After that, you can get really advanced with all the AI automation stuff. And plus, of course, we have a lot of that automation set in place for you. And so it's just a matter of how can you use it now. So I understand that some of you are here at different levels as well. So some of you already have CRMX and you've been in it for a little while or a long while. And other you guys are you might be on like one of our free trials. So you're in the free trial and you want to know more about it, and that's why you're here. Or you have no idea and you just see this streaming live and you see some weird dude talking about CRMs and technology words that get overwhelming. So whoever you are, welcome, and let's dive in. So how this usually goes is step one, I'm going to introduce the topic, and I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to dive in and show you. So each week we have a different topic. This week is all about follow-up, quick follow-ups. So it's funny because if you're in our world at all, I'm always talking follow-up. Like our mantra is I love FU money. And so, which means I love follow-up money. And the fortunes are hidden and therefore uncovered in your follow-up. And we can get into that. I'm going to talk about more about that. But this week, I didn't want to just talk about follow-up in general. I talk about our 4-phase follow-up framework. I have a book called Follow-Up Fortunes. If you go to followupfortunes.com, you can get that book. It explains the details for you, okay? But this week is all about using CRMX to actually build custom follow-ups. Like, hey, Brent, I love all the automation that you guys have already built. I love the long-term follow-up. I love my appointment follow-ups. I love the new online leads that automatically follows up. Like we have all that pre-built for you, okay? But what if I want to build a custom one? What does that look like? How do I do that? And so today I'm going to go over that, and I'll give you some scenarios, some common scenarios that or I should say less common scenarios, because we've kind of covered the common scenarios. That's how we pre-built it for you is the common scenarios that you would want to use automated follow-up. But I want to show you how to like really customize it, really understand how these things are called workflows and automation that you can actually just easily do follow-up. So I want to map it out. I'll show you on like a screen. I'll just map it out on a flow chart and show you where the key holes are, the gaps where you follow up. And then I'll go through in CRMX and show you like what does that look like to fill those gaps with correct automated follow-up. Cool. All right, who's here with us? Panda Solar, what's up? Great to have you here. Let's see. The first step is going to be to share my screen. Let's see if that can happen. Just a second. I didn't even check my audio. I hope that you guys have heard me this whole time. And you have, but not through the nice clear mic. That's annoying. Hold on a second. I know why I hit. Come on, Brent. You got to get on this. Okay. So you've heard me through the mic is the audio is about to improve. Well, hopefully. There we go. You guys let me know if that is better. Is that better on the audio? All right. Okay, so I have a few of you live here. Hopefully that audio is better now. And let's get rocking and rolling. So if you just joined us, if you don't know what CRMX is, go get your free trial. That's the best way to find out what it is and what it can do for you. Our team will help you set it up and you can get going. I put the little thing scrolling at the bottom. It says crmxfreetrial.com. You can see a little banner scrolling somewhere right here. Okay. All right. Cool. Let's share my screen. Let's get rocking and rolling. I'm going to show you how I would set up some automated follow-ups, and let's go over strategy first too. And I'm going to build myself a little board here. Here comes my screen. Hold on, hold on. Be patient. Don't rush me. Come on, guys. I feel like you're rushing me today. Share. Oh man. I mean, if you're new and you haven't come to these, I just kind of laugh at my own dumb jokes and weirdness. So just bear with me on that. You'll get used to it. All right. So here we are. You should see my screen. Yep, you do. First, before I build this, I want you to ask your questions in the chat, like just chat in there and ask the questions. I'm going to come back to them. And also, if you would like, I'll put you on the hot seat. This takes me about 25 minutes to go through the training, and then I'll put you on the hot seat and take questions. So if you want to be on the hot seat where I actually solve your problem inside of CRMX, I will do that for you. You just need to be here and show up and ask your questions. Okay. So, and I'll actually put you on stage. You'll come into here with me. You don't have to have your camera on if you're not in some reason in a position to do that, but your audio should be working and you can join me and I'll bring you on stage, if you will, and we'll solve your problem. Cool. In front of the whole world. No pressure. Okay. So let's just talk about the flow of leads. Before I go into the technical side, I like to show a lot of the times, like, what does that look like on the flow of leads? So first of all, let's say you're getting your leads, and why don't you guys go ahead and type in the chat, like, here's where I get my leads. You just type it in, just so we're all on the same page. I get my leads from Facebook ads. I get my leads from a call center. I get my leads from, I buy data. I get my leads from YouTube ads. I get my leads from door to door. I get my leads from mostly referrals. Like, just go ahead and list it out, and it'll help me relate this to you better as we go. Okay. So you have some kind of lead source here: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. YouTube. These are all ads, let's say. The good old Googles, and we'll call it the Googles, like that. And door to door, etc. Okay, that's your lead source. Great. So what happens is a lead comes in. Let's define a lead as a contact information, which means you can reach out to them, usually by a phone and or email. Hopefully at least a phone. In our world of home services and like coaching and consulting, you can do emails, but and definitely I'm all about email. I'm an email marketer for sure. But I like to have the phone number for texting and calling, etc. All of this assumes you're doing it legally. Okay. All of the above, the ways that you contact people, assumes you do it legally. Got it? All right. So contact information, great. That is a lead. Oh, and then how do we define that? And showed interest. Okay. It's not just your contact information. Don't go buy a list and say, I've got 10,000 leads. No, you don't. A lead is not a lead. Somebody is a lead towards buying your stuff. They're interested. That's don't mistake lead for contact. Okay. A contact is almost worthless. Okay. What you want is a contact that has raised their hand towards your product or service fairly recently. Even better, highly recently, like in the last 5 minutes. That's even better, right? That's why ads are so powerful. Even it's why people are willing to spend millions of dollars on ads, because they can get tens of millions back because that person just barely raised their hand right now. The power of immediacy is tremendous. It's way more. Like if you can get somebody immediately interested and you immediately contacted them right when they raise their hand, the likelihood of them converting is high, a lot higher. The more time that goes by, naturally they lose interest, they get distracted, et cetera, et cetera. Here's why follow-up is important, is for that reason. Okay. But first, it certainly does not mean we should leave people hanging, the ones that are ready to buy, the ones that are interested right now. So lead source, contact information. Here's where these gaps start happening. I'm going to show you. So you have contact information. Then that means you should start contacting them, right? What's the goal? Let's just define some goals here for a second. Let me look in the comments real quick too. Hold on. Comments. Good audio. Thanks, Joe. What's up, Joe? Didn't see you here. Dave Kershaw, what's up, man? Dave's door to door. Yep, I got you. I know that for sure. About Mr. Dave Kershaw. So yeah, the goal here, let's say it's door to door then. When you get a lead and you're on the doors and you gather somebody's information, you did not book their appointment. I'm going to go through this. You didn't book their appointment necessarily. You just got some information from them. They said, yes, I'm interested. Let's talk later, not now. That would be on the doors usually when they become a lead rather than an appointment. If they don't go all the way through an appointment. Okay. So cool. And then the next goal, really, if this was the goal, you captured information. I'm going to put these in green. Okay. And this is going to make sense, guys. I don't want this to be an in-depth, super in-depth training, but as soon as I go into the tech, your brain's going to get all mushy and weird. And so we need to like keep it basic for now. So these in green are goals. Okay. In between, there might be things happening, but we want to gather, I'm going to say capture. Okay. So the goal is to capture the contact information. Oops, right there. And that is defined by phone and or email, and that they actually showed interest. You're not just buying data and saying, oh, I got a bunch of leads. That's not what I'm talking about here. Okay. Nothing wrong with that. It's just not in the scenario that I'm talking about. Let's see, capture contact. The next goal is in this scenario, let's assume that you sell things with sales appointments, which is 80% of our clients in CRMX. Most of our clients, unless you're a coach or consultant that sells like online products and for a couple $1,000 or $1,000 or $500, that can be sold on a sales page, right? And there's no appointment needed. But even coaches, you're selling like high-end coaching packages, then that's the same thing. You're selling them for 3,000, 5,000, 10,000 or more, even marketing packages, things like that. So several of our clients are like that as well. So let's assume booked appointment. Booked appointment is the next goal. Booked sales appointment, right? Okay. What's the next goal after that? Close the damn sale, right? So close the deal. Okay. So I want to zoom out and I want to draw your attention to these little things right here. See these gray lines? These are where most contacts get held up between the goals. So you get their info, but man, you can't get a hold of them to get the appointment. You get the appointment, but you haven't closed the deal with them, right? There's a lot of people that fall off in this gray line. Okay. It's not like everybody just says yes, yes, and yes. That would be awesome. We probably would, if it was that easy, we wouldn't even need sales. They would just order things, right? So, all right. So that is the process. Follow-up is needed in between. Let's talk about how to automate these processes inside of CRMX. But I do want you to pay attention here. Like you need to know, like between capturing their contact information and booking the sales appointment, there's this thing happening. This, let's do a cloud. Yeah, fancy cloud. There's this cloud, like they go up into this, the ethers of contacts, and you have to follow up all these contacts. You guys follow? So this is what we're doing. And then that happens right here. You got to follow up with all these contacts in between these stages. And what you want to do is the key here is just make it easy on yourself and your team and automate that crap. Like you don't need to make it harder than that. Start with just a few basic automations that allow when somebody becomes a lead that they get followed up with, and that so that therefore you can book an appointment. And then after they book an appointment and they don't show up and they no show you, or they say, I need to cancel, or we're going to have to do this later, that you actually follow up and get them to to book an appointment, or excuse me, rebook the appointment and show up, right? So that's what we want here. And then the last thing that you want to follow up on is long-term follow-up. And you follow up with there is no goal here, but I'll just call this long-term follow-up. And that's where most people end up, in this bucket here. And you're going to follow up with these people a lot. Okay. So you can see these areas where you're like, all right, I got to follow up at least 1, 2, and 3 different timing. And the follow-up message is slightly different. But today's session in CRMX is how do you do that in CRMX? And if I had to build it from the ground up, and just help me understand, Brent, how to automate some of that. What does that look like? Now, again, I don't want to overwhelm you to the point to where you think you have to. If you're already a CRMX client, you probably understand that this is already built for you, and you can go in. Your job would be to just learn where it is located at in the app, and and I say your job, I mean we help you. You can get support from us, and we're there to help you. And things like this Cash Clinic is here to help you. But I just don't want you to feel like we have to do it all for you. If you want to customize something for kicks and giggles here, shits and giggles. Is that the saying? Why don't you know how to? Hey, I want to do this super cool follow up. So this is why I want to do a hot seat, especially today. If you guys have a scenario that you would love to like customize your follow up, I want to show you how. I just would like it to be a live scenario that's real. So I'm going to go through and give you some quick ways that you can automate your follow up and organize yourself to do this right here. Follow up with all the contacts here that are in the new lead stage. And I would just show you, I'm not going to have time more than that to show you. The same rules apply to building and customizing any follow up later as well. It's just different context, different words you use. But I'm going to show you the automation side. Good. So let me pause here on my screen. My screen's gonna disappear for a second, and that's on purpose. I'm still here. Don't worry. And then we will get going here. I'm gonna pull up this one here. Where's my good old Sandbox account? So we can play here. In the Sandbox. Take a drink here, just a second. All right. All right, back to screen. You guys see in my screen here, we are back on sharing my screen. So you're looking at CRMX, the dashboard, like I think we've been playing around with this dashboard because there's like these gaps in here. But like what I want to show you is where you go to build your automated follow-up. Okay. So again, you already have some of this built, but for you, majority of your follow-up is built. But like, let's just build a custom way. So here is where you go. You go to automation and you go to workflows. And if I go back to here, you're basically going to build this workflow that after a lead comes in, I want to follow up with them. And I want to give a good scenario here that's real life. So that means we need to think about, well, what's a real life way that we get leads? Well, I get leads through referrals. Let's do that one. Okay. So how do you follow up? And these same rules apply to any lead source. Again, the timing and the words you use would just change depending on the lead source. Not much, but it does change. Certainly the context matters, right? Like you don't want to follow up. What I mean by that is if it's a Facebook lead, when you follow up, you're saying, hey, I know you showed interest off of our, in our special solar program, and I'm following up, or the script is, the context is I'm reaching out to you about that, right? And so they understand and they agree to those terms of, oh yeah, this is that person, right? Mentally, they're doing that. But you don't want to just say that to a referral and say, hey, I'm reaching out to you because you showed interest. No, like you have to say, I'm reaching out to you because your neighbor or your friend referred you and said that you might be interested in getting a solar for your home. Here's how that works, and let's schedule a time, and etc. Right? Okay, so that's what I mean by context. So let's just use the referral context and how that would look to automate it. Good. So first of all, this is how you think. This is the good old programmer mind, and I just want to open your mind to it. So you have triggers and you have actions inside of a workflow builder. Triggers are just what we talked about. This is why I outline it here. Lead comes in. We captured the information. That is the trigger. That is what triggers all this stuff here in the follow-up. These are the actions that we want to do. So we need to say, well, then how do we even gather that? Let's say we provide a referral form, like a landing page. And when somebody fills that out, let's go I'll build this for you guys. I'm not going to build that because of time, but let's pretend this is our on the phone. Somebody, ooh, we're getting fancy today, kind of. Not too technical, but fancy. Look at this. I got like a sketch. And then what we'll do is put like a button right here, and it says send referral. Just so you know, you can build all this, your funnels and landing pages, your referral funnels is what I would call this, inside of CRMX. You can build the whole thing. We have templates, we have everything to help you get this done. But you have that. Let's say there's some kind of cool thing that you say here, text, or what is this one? Not an element. Let's say, this is your customer and you send this link to them saying, hey, how did we do? They say, you did great. In fact, I just rated you online. And you say, great. Who do you know that would be interested in solar? Now, guys, I'm not trying to build a marketing campaign for you right now. You want to use better words than this and be persuasive and have some kind of incentive, right? But who do you know, right? And so then you can have a form that's all hosted inside of here, which is great. Where they put their name, then they put their phone number, and if they have their email, they could put it there. But they put their friend's information in here. Like, add your friend's name, phone, and we'll reach out to them on your behalf, right? You're giving us permission. Send referral. Let's say that's your lead source. Well, guys, this is a form on a landing page, and that becomes the trigger. So this now will make sense when I'm in the workflow builder. I'm actually going to choose form as the trigger, a pretend form in this case, and then we're going to take actions on follow-up. Good. All right. So let's create it from scratch. Ready? Here we go. Create from scratch. Customer referral. Let's name it. Intake. This doesn't matter. It's just the name. All right. I'm going to zoom in a little bit here for you guys. Hold on a second. I'm going to switch to our upgraded version on here. I switched this one back and forth. Okay, here we go. Back. You'll see our new shiny automation thingy is like this now. It's even more fancy. Okay. Trigger. I would choose, look at all these things you can do. Like, hey, when it's their birthday, trigger something if you record their birthday. If their contact has changed, if all these triggers you can do, look at all these. These all connect as triggers. When they book an appointment, when they do this, when man, there's so many things. If you have a membership site, if they do certain things in your membership, trigger. If they have make a payment, if you take payments inside of CRMX, then trigger this. All of this stuff. Look at all that. Any one of these can trigger your follow-up that we're about to do. What we want is a form, because that's our examples, a referral form that we've pre-built. I wonder if I even have a form in here. We do. Let's just pretend like this is one right here. This is called our referral form. Got it? All right. So there's the trigger. And look at that. You can have multiple triggers that trigger all these next actions. But look at this little plus sign. I click that. Excuse me. Hold on. I'm talking a lot. And wow. Okay. And now you have actions. Well, the first thing I want to do is if somebody, we have to imagine what we would do in real life. What would you do? Would you immediately, when somebody, let's say somebody texts you, a customer says, "Hey, I have a referral for you," and it's 1 a.m. and they're like DMing you or something because it was just on their mind, and they DM you a referral. They're like, "Here's their name. Contact them. Tell them I sent you. You guys are awesome." They were asking about it anyways. Okay, great. Do you at 1 a.m. reach out to that customer or that prospect, that referral? No, of course you don't. But how do you automate that as well? You have timers. You just wait. So if somebody submits this form, let's wait. I'll just say at minimum 1 minute and at 1 minute, and you can choose which days to resume on here. And you just say in this window of time, as at least if it's like 9 a.m. to I'm fine to reach out if somebody gives me a referral all the way, let's say till 6 p.m. And you can change this. It's up to you on your stuff, but I'm just giving you a general rule of thumb. 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Cool. Let's do that. So first, if somebody fills out this form to give a referral to us, don't like automate any outgoing messages or anything or follow up without or like checking the time first. And that's what I just did. I checked the time. I'm going to wait. And so it doesn't do anything weird. Now, what I would do is I would actually notify on a referral. I would send an internal notification action, which means notify somebody on my team. And I'm just going to notify via SMS, like text message, to the assigned user. You just got a referral, yo. And then I would put the referral's contact information right here just so they can see it. You can have their email, you can have their phone number. So I have it all. So you just got a referral. Here's their name, phone number, email, and then ideally the referrer's name. You say you just got a referral from, and I don't have it in here. They're like as an example, but let's pretend this was the referral's name here. Okay. You just got a referral from Bob Smith. And so you know, like, oh, this is who sent it. And here's the referral's contact information. So you can say name, and then their name will show up. Whatever was put in the form, that's what will show up there. If you follow, some of you guys are like, oh, this is magic. Others are like, you're boring. Right. Okay. So there's my first thing. I'm going to notify the team member that's assigned. You got a referral. Now you can do whatever you want. Here you can do a particular user gets the referrals. You can do whatever. Okay. Doesn't really matter right now. This is just an example. So wait until the appropriate time, send a notification that they just got a referral. Then if you want, remember it waited till at least 9 a.m. and it won't send any later than 6 p.m. Let's go ahead and send a text message, SMS, to the person, to the contact. And so you can do that. You could also email them. You could also call them. What I would recommend, by the way, in your follow-up is not do any of this. Frankly, what I would do is just, if it's a referral because of this context, I would just tell the assigned person to give them a call. And then what I would do is add them to the pipeline so they don't get lost. So remember, the reason why we don't follow up is not just because we forget, or excuse me, because we don't know what to say or when to say it. That's also some big reasons. But we forget. We're not organized. We don't have it in front of us, so we forget. We didn't add it to the CRM. Well, this is already in the CRM, but let's add them to our sales pipeline so we see them right there. So why don't we automate that? So let's go to our opportunities. Create opportunities they're called sales opportunities inside of CRMX, and it goes into your sales pipeline. Okay, so I'm going to create an opportunity in the sales pipeline, and I'm going to put it in new leads. Okay, because I just got a new lead, and the opportunity name you can keep blank. It'll just insert their name, which is great. Opportunity source, I would say referral. And then don't worry about lead value in this case. Keep it open status. And we're good here. Boom. So now what I've done so far is I got a referral coming in. I wait till the appropriate time, send a notification to the team member, create the opportunity. And then I'm like, I could send an email if I wanted to right here. Hi, I got this. I'm not going to go into scripting. Okay. I can send an email. I could also send a text if appropriate and you have permission. Keep in mind there's texting laws behind stuff, so sending a referral might not, like an automatic text, may not be the best idea. Um, but it's an option depending on how you gather these. Okay. Then from here is what I would do is, at least what I would do is put in what's called a manual action. So you can, it's called a manual action to call, or I could do a phone call right here. It just depends. But I would probably do manual action to call, because my team member that I'm assigning to, this call right here would automatically call that team member right now saying, I'm going to connect you with this new referral. They may not even be ready for that. So a referral is not like you're waiting on referrals at like any minute and you can call them right then. But you can do a manual call, which basically puts them on a checklist of calls you need to do that day. Okay. So there you go. I'll say the action name is call customer referral. Okay. Boom. And done. Let's just call that our simple follow-up. This right here already is 5 times more than what most people do for referrals. One, they don't even have a way to gather it in a form. So there's that. And you can gather referrals and you can send this out automatically. Every time you get a customer, there's a right time to ask them for referrals and click here and send them your referral. They can do that. When they do that, it's going to wait. It's smart. It's going to give a notification to the team member. Then it's going to put them in the opportunity, the pipeline. And by the way, I don't even have to wait. If I'm like, well, I want them in the pipeline immediately, I can move that like this, move action to here. So I don't have to wait to put them as an opportunity, right? So let's do that first. Put the opportunity there. Then it's going to wait and send the notification, and then it's going to book this customer referral call. It's going to show up on my checklist to make that phone call. And it even like will auto dial it if I just push the button. I won't go into the power dialer in here, but it has a dialer in here, and you can call from CRMX when it's time to call them. Okay. The other thing you could do, I'm just going to give you a couple little things to kind of clean up and make this easy for you to follow up. A part of follow up, why there's a lack of follow up, is you don't have sufficient notes or understanding or context. So I always like to add notes. When I get a referral, I could say, referral, this is a customer, customer referral from, and then again, let's pretend this is the referral's name. It's not, but let's pretend, from blank, give them a call. Like there's the note, right? And so it's an automatic note. So when you go to the contact record, because they've been submitted in here, you can just quickly check the notes and be, oh yeah, this is a referral. Got it. And it's from this person. Got it. Right. That's just redundancy to help you follow up cleaner and easier. So this is one simple way that you can already follow up with referrals. Boom, done. That's real nice and simple, not hard to do. By the way, let me show you where these manual phone calls come in right here. Where does that come into play? Like, where do I go to make phone calls? It's scheduled the call, but like, where do I go to make them? Because this is the back end. Like, this is the automation. You don't make calls from here. So you go into your contacts, or excuse me, conversations, and this is where you're like have any kind of text message conversations, etc. So you can see like a history of conversations. That's not where you're doing them. Right here under manual actions, it will schedule them for you. And you can see here's some tests in here, and see this, they're phone calls. So I can say, cool, for my day, because these are due, let's get started. And I say, excuse me, hold on. Dying still here. I'm getting over being sick. What you do is say, let's get started. And it'll start dialing. And it'll say right here what the contact is. It'll show you what you're doing, and you can click on it and see what it's all about. If before I call, I could even say, well, what is this? Oh, okay, got it. It's this. I can check their notes that just got made automatically, right? It says this is a referral. And now I know what's happening, and I can start calling them. I can choose to call right here. I can do whatever. So hopefully this is a good idea, gives you a good idea of how you can quickly set up follow-up actions based on it. It's just, or based on your referrals, but also based on any other lead source. I do want you to know this. Look, if I go into automations, we have most of this built out for you, so you don't have to get hung up on that. That way you can just get leads in here and get booking appointments and closing deals. Okay. So if you come in here, you'll see online leads. It's already built for you. You just ask our team to connect it to wherever your leads are. So there's some kind of trigger, right? We don't know what your trigger is yet, but once you sign up for CRMX and you're in there and maybe you're already a CRMX user, you need to be like, oh, I didn't know that I didn't realize that there's this new online lead thing already built for me that it'll follow up with my leads and contact them immediately after they become a lead. And this is a proven thing. This is not just like a template that we kind of put together. This is all a proven process with the right timing, the right words, and the right way. Okay. And it does all of these things. So this is a more complex, right? Like it reaches out, it waits to see if they reply. If they do reply, it automates that. If they don't reply, it automates that. Does all this stuff. I'm not going to go into that, but that's just the first 5 minutes of being an online lead. That's your follow-up already built in for new leads. Um, let's see. Another one is your long-term follow-up. So what about long-term follow-up? Long-term follow-up right here. So what happens in week 1 through 5 of long-term follow-up? We have it built out through over I want to say 60 or 55 weeks. Wow, guys, I'm sorry. We have over 55 weeks pre-built for you in long-term follow-up. But when you mark somebody as lost, or meaning they're not going to that deal's not going to close, they're not non-responsive, they've been a lead in your sales pipeline but they're lost at this point, or they sit in your pipeline for more than 30 days is how we set it up. You can change that, but that's how we set it up. Then it'll start with long-term follow-up. It'll enter them into long-term follow-up. Well, this is where they start right here. So this is all set up for you. So all you have to do is add them into here. This automation is all fully built out, and it has all these emails and different things in here. The emails are written in the marketing templates, but this automates the whole process. It's actually really complex, so I'm not going to go into how it works right now, but it does your follow-up for you. And in fact, what's really cool on this part of follow-up is you can actually a lot of people are like, wait, what if I book an appointment with Bob and it's week 2 in the follow-up, or like it's week 5? That's more realistic. Week 5 weeks of long-term follow-ups automated, and Bob actually replies back to those automated follow-ups saying, you know what, let's revisit this. It's better timing for us now that I was sick last time I met with you guys and I just needed some time to recover. Cool. All right. So they book an appointment. It removes them from the long-term follow-up automatically. That's set up that way. So when you book an appointment, removes them. Okay, cool. But what if you sit down with Bob and he still doesn't close and you want him to go in the long-term follow-up again? And so you add them to lost and you want it to automate follow-up. You don't know. You're like, but I don't want them to go through week 1 through 5. I want them to go week through 11 through 15. They already received some portion of week 1 through 5, so I don't want it to repeat. That's fine. The system already does that for you. We built it to be smart like that. It checks to see if they've already been in here, and if they have, move on to the next one. And if they've been on this one, move on to the next one. It'll just keep moving them forward until they haven't been in one of these, and then that's where they'll continue in their follow-up. Cool, right? So this is all pre-built out here for you guys. That's it. That's all I want to go over. It's been 40 minutes. Let's go over questions if you have any. I don't know who's here live with me, by the way, because I can't see that. So you've got to let me know, raise your hand, ask a question. I say raise your hand, just comment. And let me know if you want to be on the hot seat. I can answer any of your questions as well. Otherwise, we will wrap up. So I'm here for another 20 minutes if you'd like to be. Questions, y'all. Questions. Some amazing questions. Thank you. I'll wait a minute. And as I wait for your questions to come in, I'll do an advertisement. You ready? If you're here and you want to get a free trial to CRMX, go to CRMX freetrial.com. And you'll see everything in here. The free trial, we have different plans, but this one is good for majority of people, and then or this one. This is very few that want this one just because they want really hands-on help. But you got Pro, Extreme, Unlimited. Pro is what most people get, and that's great, and it includes almost everything, as you can see. And that's the one you can try for free. It'll give you everything that you need to try for free and get a good experience about it. Okay. So you just hit try free. It'll take you and sign up for the free trial, and you are good to go. So go ahead and sign up. Boom. Next step, follow the instructions. You'll have it within like 60 seconds, 90 seconds. Your account's created. You can log in. You can do all of that. Okay. In the background too, what's cool is our team is actually secretly building some more stuff for you, and you'll get an onboarding call. We treat you like whether you're a free trial or paid, it doesn't matter. We treat you like you're paying us, and there's nothing different. So you're going to get an onboarding call. We're going to help you through and get things set up, and you'll really get a good idea of how to use CRMX to crush it in your business, and in this case, in your follow-up. Cool. All right, that's my commercial. I don't see any questions come through, so I'm going to wrap this puppy up. There's no questions, guys. Just totally fine. So I'm going to leave this alone. We're going to wrap up. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching this. If you're watching the recording, this is all about how to do some basic follow-ups and to build your own automated follow-ups. I hope this was helpful in just seeing workflows and what's available to you and how easy it is once you understand your flow. Like, oh, cool. So I can just build this follow-up, or hey, you can reach out to our team. More than likely is what's going to happen. You say, can you guys help me? This is my goal. Can you help me kind of flesh this out and understand how to build this, and then maybe even help me build it? And during our support hours, we can help you do that. Okay. So that's all included in CRMX. We're happy to help. Get signed up if you're not. And then if you're a customer, thank you for being one. Thanks for showing up. And I hope this helps you enhance it and use CRMX even deeper and better. That's the purpose of our cash clinics. All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you. Have a great evening, and we'll chat with you next week.